Hey, welcome. Have you ever stared at your computer screen and just felt a little lost, wondering what everything actually does? Well, today we are going to pull back the curtain on the basic controls of the Windows operating system. And I promise, by the end of this, you'll be navigating your digital world with a whole lot more confidence.
So, here's how we're going to break it down. First up, we'll get to know the manager of your computer. Then, we'll take a look at your digital workspace. After that, we'll check out the main tools you'll be using. And finally, we'll put all that knowledge to work with a quick practice run. Ready? Let's go.
All right, let's dive right in with the biggest, most important idea of them all, the operating system. Seriously, this is the foundation for absolutely everything you do on your computer.
So, what in the world is an OS? Well, you can think of it as the master program that kicks into gear the second you turn your computer on. Its whole job is to be the middleman between you and the machine. You click the mouse, and the OS is what tells the hardware what to do. You don't need to speak code. The OS handles all that complicated stuff for you.
Here's a really great way to think about it. Your OS is kind of like a hotel manager. When you're a guest, you don't need to understand the building's plumbing or wiring to get hot water, right? You just turn the knob. The manager, your OS, is working behind the scenes to make sure your request gets handled. It's the perfect analogy.
So with that manager humming along in the background, let's turn our attention to the stuff you actually see and interact with every day. This is what we call your digital workspace.
The very first thing you see when your computer loads up is this, the desktop. This is your home base, your main screen, your digital command center. Basically, anything you want to do starts right here.
And honestly, the best way to get a feel for it is to think of it just like a physical desk. I mean, you wouldn't bury your favorite pen at the bottom of a drawer, right? Of course not. You'd keep it right there on your desk. The same idea applies here. You want to keep your most used files and programs right here on the desktop for easy access.
So, how do we get to all of our stuff? Our documents, our folders, our apps? Well, that's where these little pictures come in. They're called icons. Every single one is a visual shortcut, a little doorway that takes you exactly where you need to go. And the whole point of this is to make things super intuitive for you. Think about it. You can grab a hammer from a toolbox without having to read a long label, just by its shape. It's the same thing here. You can launch your web browser because you instantly recognize its icon. They're your digital tools, ready to go.
And getting used to icons is incredibly easy. A single click is all it takes to select one. If you click and hold, you can drag it anywhere you want to organize your space. And here's a pro tip. A quick right-click on the desktop opens up a menu where you can have Windows automatically sort everything for you. It's all about making that workspace feel like your own.
Okay, so you've got your workspace. You know what the icons are for. Now let's talk about the two most important tools you're going to use to find and manage everything else on your computer.
If you look way down in the bottom left corner of your screen, you'll see the Start button. This little guy is the gateway to every single program you have installed. If you can't find an icon for something on your desktop, this is the first place you should look.
Here's a fun way to remember it. Think of the Start menu like the menu at a restaurant. You open it up, you browse through all the choices, the appetizers, the main courses, and then you pick exactly what you're in the mood for. The Start menu does the exact same thing for all of your apps.
Now, that long bar running along the very bottom of your screen, that's the taskbar. Its main job is to show you what you're working on right now. Every program you open gets its own little spot down here, which makes jumping between tasks, multitasking, super easy.
A perfect way to picture this is to imagine a shelf right above your real desk. You'd probably keep the books and papers you're using right there, wouldn't you? So you can grab them in a second without having to dig around. Well, that is precisely what the taskbar does for all your open programs.
All right, theory is great, but let's be honest, the best way to learn anything is by actually doing it. So let's put all this new knowledge into practice right now.
Okay, let's do a quick little exercise together. First, just find the Start button and the taskbar on your screen. See them? Awesome. Now, grab any icon you want and just drag it over to the right side of your desktop. See how easy that is? Okay, next, right-click on an empty spot on your desktop and look for the option to sort your icons by size. And for the last step, click on your Start button and scroll through the list to find the calculator. Go on, give it a shot.
And that's really it. The OS, the desktop, icons, the Start menu, and the taskbar. You now have all the foundational knowledge you need to start navigating Windows like a pro. So take a look at your own desktop right now. What's the very first thing you're going to organize to make it work a little bit better for you?